Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you very much for joining me again today for another card making tutorial. Those of you who follow me will know, as it is Monday, and that includes Bank Holiday Monday, I do a colour challenge. So this is a challenge that just gets posted in one of my craft forums that I'm a member of. That's run by my upline for Stampin Up. And so she posts a trio of colours for us to just mess about with, but it's become a bit of a regular thing. I quite like doing them, and it just makes your mind think about different ways of using colour. So this has become somewhat of a little series of mine, and these are the ones that we're working with today. So we've got Poppy Parade, Pear Pizzazz and Pumpkin Pie. Alright, so those are all in different colour families. So we've got a bright, we've got a subtle, and we've got a regal to play with today. So what did I come up with? So I started off with this card. So we're going to use Sweet Strawberry and the coordinating Strawberry Builder Punch. So just to sort of get a feel for the colours. I then upgraded to this one, but then the recording went a little bit funny, so we're doing it again, and we're going to do this layout with the strawberries at the bottom there, and I am going to stamp the sentiment in the Poppy Parade, I think. So I'm going to show you how to stamp these strawberries, which I don't know whether you can see just by that. They do use both the Pumpkin Pie and the Poppy Parade ink just to give them a different look. So yeah, that's what we're going to do for you today. So what we're going to start off with is our card bases and things. So those of you who watch regularly will know I have a sort of card formula that I like to do for my layered cards like this. So this piece of Whisper White, I still haven't got used to calling it Basic White, have I? Basic White is 3 inches across by 4 7/8 of an inch, no, 4 3/4, sorry. This is 4 7/8 of an inch by 3 1/8. So it's an inch shorter and narrower than the regular card layers I would normally put on the front of a card. Okay, so this Basic White is going onto the Pear Pizzazz cardstock, and we're going to use a Pumpkin Pie card base. Okay, so we're just going to get that layered up because we're not doing any stamping directly onto the card, and then it's ready for us to add our additional elements to when we have them. Okay, so we'll just put that to one side. So this is Sweet Strawberry, really lovely set, 2-step stamping, various elements in there for us to use, including some really nice sentiments. And then we have the Strawberry Builder Punch. So this is the Strawberry Builder. So you can see that coordinates with some of the images in the stamp set. Okay, so that's what we are using. Okay, so our stamping then, I've got a couple of strips of card here, and we're going to do the little topper things, which do have a proper name. And oh, my friend Jazzle Dazzle, Janice Thompson at Jazzle Dazzle, knows what the proper word is. I can't remember what it is now, but anyway, nonetheless, we're going to stamp these things that go on the top. Okay, I'm going to do 3 strawberries, so I want 3 of those. Very nice and simple, and I'm doing the solid image first. That just gives it just a little moment to dry, and then this can go over the top. So when you're doing any 2-step stamping, if you let the base layer dry a little bit, your second layer will be more pronounced. Normally I'd try and get my head right over the top of this to line it up, I'm sure you'll forgive me if it's a little bit out, given that you are right there in where I want that to be. So we're using a strip of card so that we can punch this out more easily. Okay, so to try and use this stamp as a whole, this punch as a whole, would be a little bit awkward. You'd have to get the stamps exactly lined up and everything. So if you stamp onto a strip like this, what that allows you to do is to just go along and punch the elements you want. You want to bear in mind which way up the image needs to be. So I can see from my punch that I needed the leaves to point to the right there. And also when I'm punching, okay, so if I was to start at this end, the other apertures are going to destroy my stamped images. So what I'm going to do on this one is line up the one on the left and punch that out like so. Reserve my leaf, get rid of all your debris out of your punch, otherwise it's going to have a problem punching, and then move along to the next one. Okay, so that is the best way, or the easiest way, maybe not the best, that's probably going a bit far, but that is certainly what I would recommend you do. And the other thing you can do is, I mean, I've just punched along, but if you wanted to snip off the end each time so you don't have all that extra stuff at the end, you can do that too. Okay, so just lining that up, preferably straight, and we'll just get those 3 little toppers punched out like that. Just make sure all the debris out of the punch, and that's that bit done. So I'll just clear away those little pieces just so that I'm not getting them everywhere. And we're going to do something similar with the strawberry. I just want to show you the stamping technique for the strawberries. So we're going to use both inks, Poppy Parade and Pumpkin Pie. And as we did before, we're going to stamp the outline. Now on the punch, I know that this punch is upside down, so I'm going to stamp them upside down with my Poppy Parade ink. I also already know that if I don't spread these out along the piece of paper, I'm going to end up with other elements punching into the side of them, which I don't want. Okay, so that's that. So here's my solid stampings. The red ink will stay in your photopolymer stamps. That is completely normal, nothing to be worried about at all. Bringing in this scrap paper, you can probably guess what that's for by the stuff that's on it already. So we're going to ink the stamp first with our pumpkin pie, just some light tapping on there. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in a sponge dauber for my Poppy Parade ink. So I'm just making sure it's sort of cleaned off. Inking it up with the Poppy Parade ink, just like tapping in there, and I'm going to go over the top of this pumpkin pie stamp. I don't want that pumpkin pie to end up in my ink pad, so I'm just going to wipe it off. These 2 colours probably doesn't matter that much if I go straight back into the ink pad, but I'm just going to I'm going to teach you the the right way to do it, having just done it the wrong way. Okay, just pretend I didn't do that. Just do as I say, not as I do. Okay, so each one's going to come out the tint's a bit different, which is fine because not every strawberry is the same, is it? Okay, we could even put in a bit of pear pizzazz on there, because you know when the fruits are first coming through, they are green, aren't they, until they ripen. I've given that a wipe on my chamois that's just off in the drawer next to me, and we're going to repeat that process, adding that Poppy Parade ink just around the edges there, just so that sort of diffuses that orange. Okay, so it's a bit more of a long-winded way to do it, but it helps me do the colour challenge. I do think it looks really cute. I'll bring it up to the camera in a minute when I've finished this one. So just once more, exactly the same again. When you're using a dauber onto your ink pad, sort of go around different spots so you're not drawing out the same patch. It'll all settle back down once you put it away, but okay. So that will do. Get that wiped off. And here's our last one going on there. And we can get those punched out. Okay, so I hope you can see that quite nicely, that we've got that orange coming through onto those fruits, which is really cute. Okay, so it's just getting that cleaned off so that it's ready for next time. We still need our Poppy Parade for our sentiment, which in fact, let's get that stamped while it's out. So put that onto a spare piece of basic white. And we can put away our ink pads now. Oops, just get that. Rightio. So just as we did before with the little leafy things, which I still can't remember the name of. I think it begins with a C or a K or something. I want to say calyx, but I don't know whether that's the right word. Calyx? Don't know. Anyway, the stalky bit on top. There we go. And we can move that along in the punch. See what I mean about the spacing? If they were too close together, we'll definitely have other elements being cut into our images. So just give yourself plenty of space. Okay, so those strips were about 1.5 inches wide, in case you're wondering. So what you can do is just if you just measure your image on top of your punch, you'll have an idea of how big that needs to be. Okay, so we've got our strawberries. I shall bring in a silicone mat now so that we can get our green bits added on, which we'll just do with a spot of wet glue on the top there, and we'll just add those on. So a silicone mat is going to protect my surface from any glue that might squidge out from behind those. It doesn't matter if these are a little bit on the wonk, because I'm sure they aren't all straight in nature. So they're just going to sit and dry for a moment or two while we punch out our sentiment using this lovely punch. I love this punch, it's really nice shape. It's a bit different. This is the Label Me Lovely punch. Isn't that a lovely shape? Okay, I love the fact it's got straight sides and a curved side as well. That's going to go onto our card sort of towards the sort of upper centre. With some dimensionals. Okay, so I'm going to put that sort of there, and those straight sides do help you keep things nice and straight. Okay, and then our strawberries we're going to place. I'm going to pick up 2 dimensionals, and those aren't going to be quite dry, but we'll just be careful. So these are going to go either side, so I've put that towards the bottom so that the top is sort of flush with the label, but the bottom is raised up as like the label is. Do the same on the left hand side as well. So I'll have those either side there. And then this guy, we want him to be towards the front, so I'm going to put a 1 dimensional on here, and then I'm going to put 2 towards the bottom so that we've got it level. So we need 3 in total. So if we flip this over, we'll want 1 at the top, then we'll put 1 at the bottom, peel off the back, and then put another 1 on top. That'll give us the extra height we need. Okay, so I hope that made sense, what I'm doing there. Okay, and there's our 3rd little strawberry. I did add some rhinestones to the to this as well, just for a little bit more bling. Completely optional, of course. You don't have to do this, and if you've got the well, to keep with the colour challenge you wouldn't use the red ones, but you could, if you weren't using the colour challenge, we do have the red rhinestones that you could have put on as well. So we've just got our little trio of gems there, just to finish that off, and there you have it. Okay, so that one definitely wasn't very pleased with, and then I think it does look so much better with the red sentiment as opposed to the pumpkin pie sentiment. I think it just sort of pops it a little bit more. So there you go. So that's Monday's colour challenge for you: pumpkin pie, poppy parade, and pear pizzazz. Okay, they're all peas, aren't they? I've just realised. As always, the supplies I've used are going to be linked in the description below. Please do take a look. That will take you straight to the online shopping baskets, and you can check out from there. So if you haven't got a demonstrator already and are interested in purchasing Stampin' Up products, please do consider me as your demonstrator. Likewise, if you haven't got a copy of the current annual catalogue, let me know, and I can send one out to you if you're in the UK. Alright, so I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.